Well, what is going on, guys? Luke here today, and it's time to talk about Tesla's next earnings call coming up this week. Delivery numbers were yet again off the charts, but of course many on Wall Street just could care less regardless of what the numbers are. Basically, you could cure cancer right now, and Wall Street isn't interested if you're Tesla. And with the market being on edge right now with multiple global events kind of edging us closer and closer to disaster, and geopolitical tensions overall just continuing to rise, is this your last chance to get out of Tesla because this earnings will be the one that sends Tesla back down under $200 again? Or is this potentially your last chance to buy before the rocket ship completely takes off? And of course, what price am I looking to buy at as well? So I will answer all this today for you right after you guys, remember to tap that like button. Sometimes you guys forget. And if you aren't subscribed, make sure you consider subscribing too if you like the truth without the hype. So Tesla had great deliveries once again, but of course Wall Street isn't happy, it seems. And I know that just sounds stupid every time you say it out loud, but the bar is very high for delivery numbers for Tesla. So I guess Wall Street just isn't going to be happy unless they just blow the number completely out of the water. I've talked about it before in previous videos in regards to the deliveries, but it bears mentioning here again. I personally could care less if Tesla hits the mark or came in below by 2,000 vehicles, and I don't agree with the bulls either, who would absolutely lose their minds if they hit above the delivery numbers expected just a little bit. I'm sorry, it's just not a major catalyst or a beat for the stock or anything else crazy like that, regardless of whether Wall Street wants to beat it down or the bulls want to run it all the way up. The point being, it doesn't matter who freaking cares. The bottom line is they are executing. That's it. So even if the number does not meet expectations, which the consequences are going to be harsh in the short term in regards to this earnings, as a long-term investor, I'm not concerned at all, as I understand the why behind all this, and it just means more shares at cheaper prices. But Tesla is not off the hook yet, as there are still three big concerns that I have coming into this earnings call that are going to impact this earnings and the share price more importantly, so let's talk about those next. Well, actually, before we get to those, just wanted to mention that I'm going to go live for this earnings call in my group, so I'm running a quick flash sale for Tesla's earnings if you want to learn and go through these earnings live with me, so that way you can or you can catch the replay too if you aren't able to make it live. But so that way you can go live with me and walk through exactly what a seasoned 20+ year investor sees in an earnings call and be able to walk through it step by step with all of us. And of course, you get to see all my Tesla buys in real time, my complete watch list with price targets for all these stocks. You get 5 free courses. We got hundreds of tutorials. You can ask me anything in our live Q&As. We got a stock analyzer tool you can use completely for free and a ton more. So check out the pinned comment and get your membership now, as the flash sale is going to expire when Tesla's earnings go live. So make sure you get your membership ahead of time. All right, so back on topic with the 3 big concerns. And the first big concern is that the Fed is going to do Fed things. The market is currently all over the place at this stage because we see inflation is now sticky for a few months now, actually, which just means it's going to embolden the Fed to raise at least one more time, if not more, since inflation won't budge. And since the labor market is still ridiculously strong and the economy is still expanding, at least according to GDP, it's still expanding, it makes for it easy for the Fed to continue mashing down on the gas pedal on rate hikes. We are basically one big announcement, one Fed misstep from taking another leg down in the markets. And despite what the Tesla bulls will tell you, Tesla will give ground just like everyone else if that happens. Now, I know we like to believe that Tesla is completely immune to all of this, but they are not, unfortunately. And I'm sorry if that doesn't align with everybody's take. Trust me, I got blasted in my Tesla 10X video earlier. That's okay, I'm used to it. It's all right, we can disagree. That's what the comment section is for, so that way we can discuss it. But to me, that is the reality with the stock, and that is why you guys come here for information. Not just to be told that Tesla should be at $1,000 today, but don't worry, it's gonna get there shortly after this earnings call. That's not why you guys are here, because that doesn't help you as an investor make sound and informed decisions. Getting the truth and being much more realistic about what's going to happen is how you make those great decisions. So the second concern is the ongoing drama surrounding Elon that just never seems to end. There are actually multiple drama points, but in regards to this earnings call, Elon is always a wild card that sometimes hurts more than helps, if we're all being honest here, because he speaks off the cuff and can be combative too, depending upon his mood at the time. But it's also why we love him and why he drives Tesla to new heights. However, I also can't lie and say that it doesn't sometimes hurt the share price in the short term. Earnings calls are where you talk about last quarter's performance and then project where you see Tesla going next quarter and through the end of the year. And then maybe you do a final section about some big future things that are coming, like Tesla Bot. and you do a brief tease and you kind of move on. But that's not Elon's style. It's more random and wild, and he may spend half the time discussing something that's years or even decades into the future and spend the whole call doing that. Now, an event like AI Day or even an interview after the earnings is kind of the place to do a lot of that sort of stuff. But hey, it's Elon being Elon, and he's going to do what he's going to do, so we just need to prepare for it and then move on accordingly. But we also have the never-ending Elon Twitter drama. I mean, thankfully it's kind of died down some, but the damage has been done, as many already view him as distracted, and that is why they don't invest bigger in Tesla in the first place. So you can be sure that that is weighing on people's minds during this earnings call. His venture into Twitter has really weighed on investors. I mean, does he need to sell more to keep it afloat? Nobody really knows. And since it's kind of part of a bigger plan, will it kind of take away from his focus on Tesla to kind of implement that much larger plan? And does he really need to keep poking the bear and trolling on Twitter as much as he does? I mean, how does that trolling affect Tesla as a brand? Those are all valid questions. I can't say that they're not, with no real answers at this point. But those are some of the questions being asked by larger investors. And if you don't think some on Wall Street won't draw the conclusion that Tesla missing on this earnings call, if they miss, even by just a little bit, is a direct result of him not being focused, you don't understand how Wall Street works. Now, don't yell at me. I think it's completely crazy and ludicrous and total garbage, but that won't stop others from doing exactly that. I'm not saying it's fair or that it should be that way or that it should have any bearing on Tesla stock. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is, fair or not, if that happens, it will have a short-term impact on the stock price. There's a reason why Tesla is the most volatile large cap stock that has ever existed by a mile. I mean, even companies valued at 20% of what Tesla is valued at are not usually as volatile as Tesla is. Bottom line, if the numbers don't meet expectations, or if Elon says something that can be viewed as negative, the stock will most likely get pounded once again after earnings. That's just the reality of the market we are in right now and the situation going on right now with Elon. And the final concern that I have is that how will the price cuts affect the EPS number? Now, I'm right there with you guys. Slow down, slow down. I don't care about it one bit if they cut prices or not, just because I understand the bigger play that's being made there in regards to Tesla and how they're trying to gain market share. And also remember, they raised the price to deal with inflation and because the demand was ridiculous at the time. And now that prices have come down, they can cut prices and still maintain incredible margins despite them shrinking. Those margins are still incredible. Also keep in mind, they have been getting more efficient and finding ways to keep the cost moving down for all the vehicles. So I'm not concerned there at all. But Wall Street is going to have a field day speculating around it. And if they happen to show another decrease in profitability, that will be where the blame squarely goes. Now, the one saving grace that may save all of us in regards to stock price, and that is if Elon guides to higher delivery numbers, or if he just continues to maintain that delivery guidance through the rest of the year, it may be a big win along with a positive discussion around margins or efficiency gain or all sorts of things like that. If they can deliver that message succinctly and, forcefully in regards to guidance of some sort, then that may very well save our bacon. So if we can just meet expectations and the commentary on the call is positive, it may be enough to maintain the stock price and send it back up and not let Wall Street get stupid. But it's Wall Street, so there's a good chance they're going to be stupid anyways, regardless. So what am I doing personally, and at what price am I looking to buy? Well, this is where having your plan set before earnings call is key. And I know you guys hate that I say it all the time, but planning and having price targets is key to investing, especially with Tesla because it's such a unique stock. But the good news is you can absolutely take advantage of this uncertainty if you play the long game and stay away from all the short-term speculating. I mean, for me, suddenly Tesla lowers the prices on vehicles as we enter a slowdown, and Tesla isn't performing as a business or a company is a terrible buy. I mean, that's what some on Wall Street out there would have you think. That is just as dumb as thinking a toilet flush from Elon should move the stock up. But that stupidity overall is to our advantage as retail investors because we get shares on the cheap and can add at prices we really shouldn't be able to add at when Wall Street gets stupid. So I am simply sitting back and watching the numbers and then watching to see what Wall Street does to see if they give me some great discounts that you guys know I'm looking for because I have cash ready to deploy and I don't care about the price action nearly as much as I care about how the business is performing. And I'm going to happily deploy that cash around the $200 range. And if Wall Street wants to get dumber, I'll happily buy even more, even though I don't need it. And remember, guys, my position is completely full. I don't need any more shares of Tesla. That is why my price target is so low. That's why I have it set down there in that low 200 range because, hey, I only want to buy them whenever they're on super steal deal discounts now because I got all the Tesla shares that I need. No other stock moves like Tesla, so you need to be prepared and have your price targets ready, which I agree is hard to come up with Tesla compared to many other stocks out there in the stock market, but you got to do it so that way you're ready to add when short-term issues arise like an earnings call is great, but the stock sells off anyways. That is the perfect time I personally like to add shares. And if you don't know how to get a price target for Tesla, do a valuation for Tesla, or you want to see my buy and sell alerts on Tesla in real time, and you want to go through the earnings call with me, step by step, listen to the entire thing, see exactly what I'm seeing, see all my notes I'm taking and everything else, make sure you check out the pinned comment down there and take advantage of the Tesla earnings flash sale that's going on right now. And click this video here if you want to see exactly what I'm buying in this market, and click here to see my exact plan for this market. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.